The Pittsburgh Steelers have just selected the best pass rushing defensive tackle in the entire NFL draft. So, at pick number 21 in the first round, the Steelers have selected defensive lineman Derrick Harmon out of Oregon. So, it is in. The pick is over. The Pittsburgh Steelers did not select Shedeur Sanders, quarterback, at pick number 21. They went with the defensive lineman out of Oregon. And now they get someone who's really good at stopping the run, but someone who's also the best in the entire draft class at defensive tackle, at pass rushing. He had the most pressures towards the quarterback in the entire NFL draft at his position. But first, before I get more into him and who he is and his introduction to you, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news and updates. Also like this video. Now, let's get right back into it. So, Derrick Harmon is an absolute unit at the defensive line position, standing in at 6'4", weighing 313 pounds, arms being 34 3/8 inches, his hands being 10 3/8 inches, and he's a compact and twitched up lineman with 3-down ability and a dominant streak about him. So, one thing Mike Tomlin said in his pre-draft press conference that really stood out was basically the defensive line position has changed over the years. You need someone who could do all 3 downs, and that's basically who they're going to target. And Harmon is exactly that. He's the best pass rushing defensive lineman in the draft class. Looking at his strengths just in general, however, he's quick and intentional with every single move he makes. And he's just a mover. He's a strong run defender, disrupts as a penetrator, creates a lot of pressures. He's a 3-down ability and thrives in post-snap movement. When a play breaks down, he's able to find his way to the quarterback. Some concerns, however, in terms of his play on the field, is he gets caught up sometimes with his high pads on occasion and struggles to stay involved against double teams in protection. But however, looking at Harmon and his ability in film, he is a player who entered college football as one of Michigan's top-ranked defensive linemen committing to Michigan State in 2021. After a strong start, Harmon then transferred to join Dan Lanning's Oregon program, and it's been a perfect fit for him. Now, he's been a key piece for them for a long time, and one of the top teams in the country because of him. Harmon has become a pivotal part of Oregon's defense, and his skill set stands out. He's got a quick compact build with fluid movements and quick reaction time. His natural leverage makes it difficult for opposing linemen to handle him, and against the run, Harmon excels. He reads blocking schemes well and reacts very quickly, and just in general, he's very hard to move. He uses his positioning and hands effectively, and Harmon's ability to thrive in post-snap defensive line movement is another strength. Whether he's slanting outside to challenge a tackle or cutting inside to take on a guard or a center, he uses his opponent's momentum against them. So, Harmon, not only is he good against the run, he's really good against the pass as well. He had 5 sacks this past season, but what stood out the most was his most pressures by inside defense linemen in the entire draft class with 55. So, Harmon has versatility to play with pass rushing ability, but also stopping the run as well. And that's what the Steelers want, and that's what the Steelers need, and that's what the Steelers have been looking at for a long time and been adding to their roster with every move they've made. Whether that's Cameron Hayward's ability to do both, whether that's Keanu Benton's ability to do both, or whoever they looked at, that's always been a key factor for them. And now they have it in Derrick Harmon. So, let me get more into Derrick Harmon and what he's all about, and your introduction to him. Derrick Harmon is a Detroit native, but getting into what maybe caused him to fall a little bit in the draft was his shoulder injury. There was late rumors about a poor medical coming out from Harmon, but it obviously didn't deter Steelers from making him the pick at 21. The Steelers have been never afraid to pick someone based off an injury past, because in the forward, they don't expect that injury to have any concern or repercussions. So, looking at Harmon, he has a well-rounded game and could play in a base 3-4, and that's what the Steelers like to do best. So, when looking at this pick, however, some people may see it and be like, hey, why would you go defensive line when you still don't have your franchise quarterback? And that's going to be the big topic for discussion for years now with Shedeur Sanders and whatever team he goes to. There's always going to be the comparison now. Is Derrick Harmon living up to the value of what Shedeur Sanders may be doing for his team? Because the Steelers could have easily picked Shedeur Sanders and took a chance on a franchise quarterback and see if he could be the guy, but they decided not to do that. Shedeur Sanders is a player who could change a franchise, but the Steelers obviously like Derrick Harmon better. Their board was laid out, and based off of who was there, they obviously had Derrick Harmon higher on the board. So, me personally, do I like this pick? Out of all the defensive linemen that were available, Derrick Harmon is the best one available. Out of the defensive linemen that were picked already in the first round, I have him top 3. So this is a good pick. Other defensive tackles, defensive linemen were taken over him, but I don't see them as better players. So I like that he fell to the Steelers and the Steelers were able to pick him at 21. Would I have picked him over Shedeur Sanders? Personally, because we don't have a quarterback and we don't know who the quarterback is going to be, I would rather take a chance to see if the guy in Shedeur can be your franchise guy. I like that idea, but I'm not mad at this pick of Derrick Harmon. Cameron Heyward is getting older, and adding someone to this roster who could sit behind him for a little bit before he retires, learn from him, but also someone who could play right away as well, is a good addition. So Derrick Harmon is a good addition to this team. And it's what the Steelers have been looking for at defensive line. The Steelers brought in Andy Weidel from Eagles, assistant general manager. They have Omar Khan, and they've been focused on rebuilding trenches, both on offense and defense. They rebuilt the trenches entirely the last 2 seasons in free agency and last year's draft, picking in the first round, the second round, the fourth round, getting their franchise guys at the offense line position, and now they're doing the same for the defense line in this year's draft. So they made it a focus, and Derrick Harmon is a focus for them, and they cash in on this pick and what they want to do. Art Rooney really wants to build the trenches as well. He said it multiple times. Mike Tomlin said it. Andy Weidel's all about it. Omar Khan's all about it. We should have expected this. Most of us did, and this was a selection. So, with round 1, pick number 21, it is finally over. The Steelers pick inside defense lineman Derrick Harmon out of Oregon. So, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below on the selection. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Would you have went Shedeur? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Also, let me know your thoughts about next round's pick for tomorrow. And do you think he could be our franchise defense tackle for years to come, the next decade, just like Cam Heyward? Also, make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers coverage throughout this NFL draft. Every selection will have an introduction like this on the channel with analysis and highlights the day later. So expect that tomorrow for Derrick Harmon. But stay tuned. Like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications. And until next time, I'll see you guys all later. I'm out. Peace.